All right, let's go here now. Brand new national franchise water polo tournament is gripping the city of Gqeberha. Let's take you live there to Sisipho. Well, give us the latest on that, where we know South Africa's top players, senior players as well. It's highly acclaimed, this tournament, and it's modelled on a Cricket SA's 20 format. Let's go live there now. Sisipho, I see you've moved inside where all the action is taking place now.
Where we have just seen an exhilarating women's final, where we saw the elephants edge out the rhinos by just a little bit. I'll tell you now, Criselda, that final minute, it was absolutely exhilarating. It was will they, won't they, will they, where they literally edged out just by one single point, finding the rhinos, then, unfortunately being beaten in this round, in this final, by 11-10. But I do have with me here quite an inspirational woman. She is the coach of the Rhinos, and unfortunately, of course, she was on the losing end this final. But as a person, she's quite an inspirational woman. I'll tell you that much, Criselda. If I can just take a look at just her credentials as a coach today, she was the SA's women's coach at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. She's a former South African player who won gold medal at the EU Nations Cup as a player and a coach. Of course, she is the former South African women's coach. She's the first black female coach for South Africa. She's the first female coach ever at the Olympic Games, which was the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, and she won gold at the 2021 EU Nations Cup as a coach. I do have with me Delaine Mentua. Delaine, coach, hard luck in this game today, but how are we feeling post this, and how important is a day such as this and an initiative such as this to the water polo sport as a whole?
Thank you, great question. Obviously, as a coach, taking a loss by 1 point is tough, but you know what, the game of water polo is 100% the winner of the day. I mean, to see the caliber of water polo played between both those teams is unreal. To see experienced players really help grow and develop the younger groups and the younger teammates in their team was phenomenal. The talk to my team before the game, I said, when you look back one day and your daughters and your teams that you're going to coach, and they ask you, where were you when this part of history happened, when this movement happened, this is what you're going to say. I was in the final at the SORP Winter Series hosted by NMB Water Polo, and that's what we want. So today, water polo is 100% the winner.
That's a very beautiful answer, coach. And just talk to me as well, as a former player yourself, how would you say that the game has changed since the time when you were a player to now being a coach and developing other young people, now today?
That's an amazing question. Huge developments. I mean, when I was a player, I could dream of something like this. I never experienced it. I played nationally since the age of 15 for the women's team. Never ever have I seen anything like this. Never ever have I played with my teammates in preparation for anything to come. As coaches and federations, we often speak about putting the players first. This is actually putting that statement into action. This federation, SORP, has put the players first. They have given an amateur sport and amateur players what it feels like to be professional. They have treated them professionally. They have just properly upped the level of preparation, of development, of game, and of playing. So, next level. I've never experienced anything like this as a player and as a coach.
Of course, and as someone, as have said, who has been, in this game and who really does seem to have such a deep passion and a love for it, what are some things that you hope for the future of water polo? Of course, we know here in Gqeberha itself, we know that Galvindale is being developed at the moment, and we spoke to Sig earlier, also spoke about the Zwede swimming pool and different swimming pools in townships around the bay. What is a vision that you have perhaps of what the future of water polo looks like?
The future of water polo is you people that look like you and I in this pool. Not one or two or three or four. We want teams full of us, and it's not something unachievable. 100% in our reach. We see it around the pool. There are shadow coaches, technical table people that look like you and I that are just frothing to play here. And that's what it is. It's us, me as a coach, going out there, finding those players, developing them, and just giving them the passion and the love that I have. That's all I want.
Wonderful answer. Thank you so much, Coach Delaine, for your time. Of course, that was Coach Mentour, who is an inspirational woman in the game of water polo. And now, as I cross back to you in studio, Griselda, I'll tell you, we are excited. We are pumped up. If you take a look behind me, the men's final is underway. You can see scores there. Things are really looking tight, 2-0, but still a long way to go. So we are excited to see who will be the victor in the men's game at the end of this tournament. Thank you, and back to you in studio.
All right, Sisipho, I think here in the studio, I think you're very excited to be there, almost as if you're going to be jumping into the water yourself. But anyway, thank you very much indeed for that, Sisipho Ngcumbe, who is covering that launch of that South African water polo winter series in Gqeberha for us. Looks very chilled to be out there. Thank you very much indeed.